ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, a fatal stabbing in Chippingham, a search called off in that Abaco boating incident, a campaign to promote Down syndrome awareness, and in sports, powerlifters putting their strength to the test. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jiminita Swain, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. The search is on for the suspect or suspects responsible for the death of a 52-year-old male resident of Rosebud Street, Chippingham, who was stabbed and subsequently died Saturday afternoon. Our Desmond Sanders has the details.
The Chippingham community and a family in mourning after 52-year-old male resident of Chippingham was stabbed to death Saturday afternoon.
The police were alerted that some resident in this community found a young man slumped in a slumped-over position. And so EMS were called to this location where they examined the body and found it to be lifeless.
Police rushed to the scene after receiving a call from a Rosebud Street resident after 3 p.m. Saturday. The male discovered unresponsive with stab wounds to the upper body outside of a home off Farrington Road. No suspect or suspects have been apprehended, but Superintendent, second officer in charge of the Criminal Investigations Department, Tarico Sweeting, telling us that a male known to the victim is assisting police with their investigations.
I want to say to members of the public, we have to pay attention to what seems to be these incidents that arrive out of a domestic situation. Sometime earlier today, we had a separate incident in Quaco Street where two males were shot at in that area. And so we appeal to members in especially the urban communities and these small communities to please band together and let's see how we can continue to resolve conflicts.
The fatal tragedy evoking heartfelt memories. Chippingham resident Donald Grant says he spoke to the victim just hours before his death.
He came to my house. He was asking me if I had anything for him to do. And I advised him that, things were a little slow right now, so he'd have to probably chat me back. So he say, he'll hear me later. He's not a troublesome guy. He's a neighborhood person. He works for everybody in the neighborhood.
As investigations continue into the country's latest homicide, police making a strong appeal for peace on the streets. Anyone with information regarding this latest ordeal is asked to call police. Desmond Saunders, the Bahamas Tonight.
Well, police investigating a drowning of a 65-year-old female tourist from Danville, Kentucky in the United States. Reports say that shortly before 2 p.m. Saturday, the female, while on Rose Island, was engaged in a snorkeling activity when she became unresponsive. The female victim was retrieved from the water and transported to the Montague ramp where emergency medical technicians attempted to administer first aid but were unsuccessful. She later died in hospital. Investigations continue. Also, search efforts called off for that Abaco boating incident that left 1 man dead and 9 injured. Police confirming that most of the persons said to be on the vessel are accounted for. A 28-year-old boat operator was transporting workers from Marsh Harbor to Montage Cay on board a white 27-foot vessel with a single Yamaha engine when he reportedly struck a reef, resulting in passengers being thrown overboard. Also making news tonight, condolences continue to pour in over the death of local entrepreneur and children's advocate Mitzi Turnquest, who died Friday. In a statement, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis calling her a shining light and a staunch supporter of the Progressive Liberal Party who epitomized the spirit of resilience, empowerment, and transformation. Davis adds that her undying passion for leadership, good governance, and women's and children's advancements was evident in every endeavor she undertook. Davis says her legacy is one of excellence and deep commitment to societal progress, and the nation grapples with her immense loss. In other news, Immigration Minister the Honorable Alfred Sayers reacting to a report in a local daily by a child who claimed immigration carted his mother away while handing out eviction notices in a Cool Acres shantytown early last week. The result, the woman's stray children left to fend for themselves. Minister says he has called for an investigation into the incident. He spoke to reporters on the sidelines of the National Insurance Board's 49th anniversary celebrations.
I cannot speak to the facts of the situation. I saw a report. I've asked the Department of Immigration to provide me with the outcome of their investigation. And once I'm fully briefed, I will be able to speak to that particular case. But I can tell you that the mandate of the Ministry of Immigration is to be firm in the execution of its duty, but to be humane and also to respect the dignity of all persons with which the department deals.
He also spoke to the current state of the Immigration Department, says, since his recent appointment.
The Immigration Department is a very hard-working department, and it is an important instrument of national security because it is the entity which determines admissibility of persons into our country. And it is projected this year we will have 8 million people coming in. And all of those persons who come into our country are subject to the determination of an immigration officer. Also to detect persons who are in the country and have not been lawfully admitted, and to detain those persons in a lawful manner and with the appropriate judicial process. Those persons will be returned to their home countries. The department also manages applications for work permits, for permanent residency status, and also citizenship. So it is a very, very important and critical aspect of our national security system.
Still to come in the weekend edition, how to protect yourself against breast cancer. That and other stories after the break.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
We are New Life Natural Company Limited, and we have actually been in the community for now 13 years, serving in the health field. Our diets is probably one of the most poorest diets actually in the Caribbean, and we are really low in the world. As a result of our diet, we are actually inheriting all of these different diseases. So we need to kind of like shift the way how we eat and shift it to eating more healthier food. So we at New Life here, we are trying to change the paradigms. We are actually introducing tasty, healthy options. And so hopefully this SPDC initiative will actually create the awareness, help us to have an understanding of what we are doing, why we are doing it, and help us to begin to shift this paradigm of proper eating, proper dieting, and proper fitness. So our motto is eat well, be well, and let your food be your medicine.
For more information about the Fitness and Wellness Initiative, contact the SPDC at 461-7232.
This portion of the news is brought to you by FoCall SmartPass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Got screened? A question to ask your friends, sisters, or any loved one for that matter this Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's a process that some may see as quite the pain, but tonight our Anthony Smith explains just how important it is to make mammograms and ultrasounds a part of your yearly routine.
if you felt a lump, if you have a very strong family history.
That's a stark reminder to get screened this Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
If you're over 35, you have a mammogram and you may need an ultrasound. If you're under 35 and you find something, or you have a breast cancer history, or there's some reason to check, then you have an ultrasound and then you have a mammogram. So they don't see the same things.
Forth Terrace Diagnostic Center proprietor Dr. Elizabeth Darvo has seen many cases in Bahamian women over the years, just like this newly published survey which revealed that many women are skipping their annual screenings. She says it's the dangerous trend that's quite reflective of the local culture, and here's part of the reason.
People are not aware of how important it is to actually have your mammogram. They figure that they do self-breast examination, and then if they feel a lump, okay, I'll go and have my mammogram. Often when you feel the lump, it's a little bit too late.
According to the American Cancer Society, instances of breast cancer continue to gradually rise year over year. It's a low rate of 0.5%, but Darville notes that the rate of breast cancer in the Bahamas tends to be more aggressive than in other states. In the United States, the median age for diagnoses is 63 years old. In the Bahamas, according to Komen data, it's 43.
We need to do some research to find out why this is so. It may be linked to the fact that we have a lot of families who carry the BRCA gene mutation. And if your BRCA gene has the mutation, then you are far more likely to develop breast cancer. But that's research that needs to be done.
But on the brighter side, the doctor notes that the number of persons coming in for early screenings is on the up, something she hopes translates into more lives saved. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoinette Smith.
The Bahamas Down Syndrome Association plans to use every opportunity it can to raise awareness about the disability. According to the Boston Children's Hospital, it affects 1 in 700 children. And for the local association, they plan to bring members out to meet the public to understand more about who they are.
We try to educate the public on what Down syndrome is, and we usually tell them it's the person with Down syndrome has an extra chromosome.
President of the Bahamas Down Syndrome Association, Betty Taylor, speaking about her organization's relentless campaign to educate the public on Down syndrome. It's a disease that hits home for Taylor as her son is diagnosed with it.
We have an awareness campaign where we take them out to the public so the public can see that they're just like you, just like me. Maybe they do it at a slower pace and they learn at a slower pace. Just talk to them as normal. You may have to repeat the question twice or ask them something, and they take a little longer to explain it, but they eventually would do. And they are the most loving people that you could ever meet.
While there are no exact figures, officials from the organization say that at least 350 persons are living with Down syndrome in the Bahamas. Taylor says her son, Nathan, who is 30 years old, is especially affectionate.
I can go home from a stressful day and walk into the door, and my son would always say, "It's going to be okay, Mommy." He just picks up. Where the rest of my house, they don't even realize.
For member Sheena Etil, she shares that her brother, who has Down syndrome, requires a bit more patience.
The things that you can get done within an hour with a child that's quote unquote normal, with a Down syndrome, you need to times that by 2, to be honest. So that it was very difficult at first, but having, like I said, that exposure and then getting that knowledge, and obviously with me doing my own research of how to care or how to look after a relative or a loved one that's different. So I've learned so much in the past. He's 20 now.
As for Daniel's temperament,
he's just such a lovely, a wonderful person, you know, very infectious when it comes to the laughter, just the interactions. And you learn a lot from them. And sometimes, to be honest, you never know you had the amount of patience you get to have when dealing with them. So having to have a sibling with Down syndrome was actually, I can say, a bit of a blessing to me, in other words. I don't treat him no different than anybody else.
In other news, Bahamian students hoping to study abroad got the opportunity to meet with representatives from 30 U.S. and Canadian colleges and universities during a college fair at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium last Friday. The event organized by the Bridget Francis International College Planning and Consulting Firm. It provided students with the scholarship opportunities and exposed them to institutions they may not have had access to. The fair was done in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and its sports department, with the 4 to 5 students receiving full-time scholarships. Several high school attendees shared what they were looking for as they explored their options.
I was looking for a school that's fit me the best and give me the best opportunity in my life.
I'm looking for schools that offer programs I'm interested in and schools that make me feel comfortable.
A college that would allow me to major in culinary arts or maybe business, but mainly culinary.
We don't require SAT. However, we require very high numbers in terms of math, science, and writing in English.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
What's a Sand Dollar rebate? It's the digital Bahamian dollar back in your wallet. Top up any Sand Dollar enabled digital wallet and make a purchase of $50 or more in Sand Dollars at Super Value, Quality Supermarkets, Solomon's Fresh Market, or Sawyer's Fresh Market. Get up to $25 back when you redeem your rebate online between September 15th and October 15th at sanddollar.bs/rebate. Rules and restrictions apply.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Sunday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports news, powerlifting to the forefront as Empire Fitness and Fitness Connection teaming up for the liftoff competition. We hear from the organizer and some eager competitors.
Well, a lot of planning. Making sure that we have judges that can judge the competition, making sure we have adequate space, and just making sure that everybody knows exactly what's happening, because they saw a lot of competitors first time. So just making sure that they understand the rules, how the competition is going to work. We had a lot of questions about that. So we hope to be able to repeat this and do this multiple times.
Well, I initially started gymming in general as an attempt to lose weight. So I dropped a huge amount of weight. And then I found interest in powerlifting from persons that I started training around. And the love for it just grew.
This would be the first time that I actually been in an actual rep of bodybuilding. I mean, powerlifting type of competition, because mainly do bodybuilding. But I tried out to see, test my test my screen in different disciplines.
In hoops news, Team 49 is expected to accomplish some big things in Oxford, Mississippi. At least this is according to head coach Yolette McPhee-McCoolin, the woman in charge of the Ole Miss Lady Rebels basketball program, as they prepare for the start of training camp.
Well, it's October already. I don't know where the time went, but winter is near. It's something I tell the players all the time. So today we decided to delay our official training camp. I know people say official practice, but for us, we look at it as a training camp a week, just because we played in Europe this summer. And the expectation is for us to go deep in the season. And so, you know, I wanted to build that anticipation, but at the same time, give our players a chance to rest, reset, and prepare for the transition. As far as this group, Team 49, super excited about the different pieces that we have. I felt like as a staff, we worked really hard to fill some gaps.
Also expecting some big things this season, Bahamian NBA star Buddy Hield, who, while the center of several trade talks, is hoping for another strong campaign.
Perfect world. I mean, I'm here. They traded for me, so I expect that. You know, I love being around the teammates. I love Rick. I mean, Rick comes to my house probably about any other player in the summer. He's always in Dallas, so we have a great relationship. I mean, everybody. I'm friends with everybody on the team, so I love being here. I don't see a reason why not.
And that's my look at your sports on this Sunday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Hello, everyone. This is Tony Williams back with a special promotion from BahamasAir.com and GoGo Florida. The $100 deposit is back, but it's only on your debit card. So whether you're renting that sedan, SUV, or spacious minivan for group or family trips, keep your cash in your pocket. Only Dollar Thrifty is making it convenient for you. Your $100 deposit held on your debit card. Available at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Book early and save your 8-passenger minivan for your holiday shopping spree.
What's a Sand Dollar rebate? It's the digital Bahamian dollar back in your wallet. Top up any Sand Dollar enabled digital wallet and make a purchase of $50 or more in Sand Dollars at Super Value, Quality Supermarkets, Solomon's Fresh Market, or Sawyer's Fresh Market. Get up to $25 back when you redeem your rebate online between September 15th and October 15th at sanddollar.bs/rebate. Rules and restrictions apply.
It's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jimenita. A few clouds again this evening outside of our studios. Temperature 89 degrees, the relative humidity 67%. The winds are out of the south-southeast at 5 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,010.6 millibars. That's 29.84 inches. And temperatures around the Family Valleys, 87 degrees in Marsh, Ababaco, Green, Tulkey, 85, Freeport at 85 degrees, the Berry Islands, 85, Allenstown, Bimini, 82 degrees, 86 in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, 88, 87 in Black Point, Exuma, and Camps Bay, South Andros, a warm 90 degrees in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, Allenstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey at 87 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, also 87, 87 in Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, and Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, 89, Acklands, 89, Matthew Tiny, Naguat, 88 in the Turks and Caicos Islands at 88 degrees. And your boating forecast for all areas through Monday, light and variable winds once again with flat seas 1 to 3 feet. Tide-wise, you can expect a low tide at 10:54 tonight, another low tide at 10:53 tomorrow morning. And in the tropics, we still have Felipe now over New England, and it's spreading some heavy rains and strong winds over that northeastern state of the United States and also the southeastern portion of Canada, as well as it continues to move inland as an area of low pressure. Over in the far eastern Atlantic, we have a very impressive tropical wave several hundred miles to the south of the Cape Verde Islands. It is moving towards the west, and we're giving this a 80% chance of becoming a tropical depression by the middle of next week. And then closer to home, frontal boundary just to the north of the Bahamas, stretching across south central Florida. That will support some shower activity over the extreme northwest Bahamas, mainly North Abaco, Grand Bahama, and the Bimini areas tonight and tomorrow. Satellite pictures showing cloudiness associated with that frontal boundary slowly sinking towards the south. High pressure ahead will maintain some pretty decent weather over most of the northwest central and southeastern Bahamas through tomorrow. Tonight, we're looking at clear to partly cloudy skies here in the capital with your low temperature around 79 degrees. And tomorrow, a pretty decent day, partly sunny, but a couple of showers in the mix because of the warm temperatures just ahead of that frontal boundary. High temperature tomorrow, 88 degrees, and your extended weather forecast over the next couple of days. Stray showers right through Tuesday. Things dry out a bit on Wednesday. We have showers and thunderstorms return on Thursday, and it seems as though that will carry us through the weekend with your daytime temperatures holding in the upper 80s to low 90s. Jim Anita.
Thanks, Basil. Before we go, I want to send happy birthday greetings to my mom, Kim Cooper, all the way in Grand Bahama. I hope you enjoyed your very special day. And that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching and good night.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine